All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the top of September. I hope you guys all enjoyed your Labor Day weekend, your Labor Day Monday, your first week of September. September is going to prove to be quite the exciting month. I believe at the tail end of August, we had, in a matter of a couple of weeks, we had a couple of exciting announcements where Midwest Cellular is going to grow by yet another 9 stores throughout the end of the year. So that's very, very exciting news. Then we get into September, and there's quite the fruity announcement, I'm sure, that's going to be happening tomorrow, which is just going to jumpstart us into the remainder of the month. And I think Samsung's got a few things they're gonna pull off for us, and what an exciting time to be in the business. So many different things that are coming. So welcome to the top of September. Welcome to the beginning of the new week. And throughout these next few slides, you guys are going to see some of the selfies that you guys sent out to all the different locations. I didn't use all of them that were out there. I just copy, paste, boom, as they came across. These things are hilarious, by the way. I love them. Some of you guys, I have no idea who you are, and it's nice to see your face. So when I see your shout-outs coming across, I can actually put a face to the store, to the name. And some of you, especially those of you that are in Chicago that I knew, it's nice to see some of you. Those of you who are in Wisconsin, I get to see you. The Rylander, you're on my very, very first page there with the Pringle duck chips happening. It's nice to see you guys. So it's nice to see all of you, and you guys are quite creative and hilarious. To be honest with you, you guys are a nice break in the day when you guys come through on my phone. It's just a giggle here and a giggle there. So fantastic selfies. There may not be a contest going on, but heck, why not? Let's stay with it, right? So let's get into, we're going to have a few reminders, and then we are going to have a guest speaker with us today. And the first thing I want to talk to you guys about, of course, is some of the incentives that we've got going on. And one of the incentives we got going on, obviously, is for some of our store managers out there, well, actually for all of our store managers out there and for some of the markets. And of course, we wanted to reward the things that are of the utmost priority within the company, and that's willingness to recommend, our My AT&T downloads, the percent protected, and the now known as soft card. And you guys can win a Samsung Gear or Gear 2 watch, which is absolutely exciting. And then, of course, the market incentives, when all the stores in the market hit a minimum of willingness, My AT&T, percent protected, and soft card, the entire market gets a casual day. So there you go. I love me some jeans. And, of course, the qualifier for all of that is to be at a minimum of 70% willingness to recommend. So this is very exciting. You can get some new stuff to wear. You can get yourself a casual day, which is generally a pretty fun, easy, laid-back day inside the stores. The next thing we've got there is for our Digital Life location. So in Minnesota and in Chicago, there's a Digital Life incentive out there for you. Just in case you guys are wondering who those fine gentlemen are in that corner, that's our Bloomingdale staff, and they really jump-started a lot of the success. And of course, you know, if I could probably decorate that whole page with a ton of selfies for the people who are contributing. But these are the guys that started the whole thing. So congratulations, and here's our incentive. Basically, as a store, if you sell 5 or more Digital Life, as each salesperson in there, you guys get an additional $10 spiff for each Digital Life that you sell. So you sell the smart security, you make 30 bucks on that, it's another $10 spiff on top of it, which is pretty sweet. For the salesperson, obviously if you sell 2, if I'm a salesperson and I sell 2 Digital Life, my name goes into a drawing to go out and spend 100 bucks, which is awesome. And for every 2 Digital Life I sell, my name goes in there. So it's awesome. You can have your name in there more than once. And the store managers, I have a part of that as well. When your store sells 5 or more Digital Life, your entry goes in there for a $100 shopping spree as well. So there you go, Digital Life at the top of the priority list for the locations that sell that. So it's a great incentive for you guys out there. All right, so the new selfie extravaganza that we've got going on is, hey, send us your triangle whiteboards. And this is a reminder, but it's also to show off some of the pictures that we received. I love these things. You know, the one that I couldn't find that I absolutely loved as well was the one that came out of Savage. I need to get my hands on that one. That one was really cute. You guys were very creative with that. On the reminder side of things, this is what your triangle needs to look like. This is a picture that comes out of our East Peoria store, and it gives you an idea of everything that needs to go inside there. And you're going to want to take your end of month. So August end of month triangle, you want to have that sitting with there. And then, of course, you guys get your updates a couple times a week to go in there and get those adjusted. Plus, you have the dashboard readings that are coming across each day to help you with getting these triangle whiteboards squared away. So if you don't have this done, please make sure you get that done, and by all means, get a picture of your team in front of them, and we love it. Like, get it out to all sales so that we can see what you guys look like. All right, so another reminder that I want to talk to you guys about, because this is running through the end of September, and this can help us in so many ways, especially with some of the big launches that are predicted to come out for the month of September. This can actually help us generate so many additional growth ads. So pretty much what we're looking at is all customers that come in and activate a new smartphone using Next are going to receive a $100 bill credit. So whether it's an existing customer or a new customer, they come in, they activate on Next, we give them a $100 bill credit. And when I say we, I mean AT&T. Now the credit's going to be applied to the account after 3 months of uninterrupted service. And what I want you guys to do is to obviously think outside the box with how to help these customers spend that $100 bill credit. So when you get those customers that are coming in and they're getting that Galaxy S5, obviously somebody gets that S5, it qualifies them for some type of a Samsung tablet promo. And we've got those Tab 3s out there for 99 cents. So $1 in the store is going to get them all set up with that. And then how do you help them think outside the box? Well, you just got them this bill credit's going to take care of 10 months of service for them. There's so many different ways that you can present this $100 bill credit into the locations. And you know, another nice one that I've heard is helping them utilize that in the store towards accessories. You know, so what kind of casing options, you know, are you wanting to go with? What type of charging options? What kind of data cables are we looking at? Why not get them today? We're going to go ahead and get you a $100 bill credit that you're going to see here in about three months after uninterrupted service. So it's fantastic. So a big reminder on this one that it is running through the end of September. And as you guys know, probably mid to end of September, our stores are going to be flooded with opportunities. And regardless of that, obviously we know that obvious thing is happening, but any customer that's coming into your store right now, whether they're coming in to swap out a card cord or if they're coming in to pay a bill, every single customer that comes in your store should hear about this because it's a great way for them to earn $100 on their bill. So keep that in mind. Make sure you're talking about that. You know, the higher your offer rate, the higher your close rate. It's a great thing, and plus it will help you with your tablet sales as well as your willingness to recommend. People love $100 bills. That will certainly make that go up. Now the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is something that dropped into your email on Saturday, and store managers, you are going to want to pay close attention to everything that Heather put inside that email because it gives you, it gives you basically the rundown of the program, and then there's another separate attachment that shows you what is considered a qualified device in regards to the appearance of the device. And this is going to be very, very important. And for all sellers on the floor, there's going to be a spot training, and it's DLR 385. You're going to want to make sure that you take this. Do not just click through this, take the test, be done. I need for you guys to really understand what's going inside this program because we're getting to the point where it's going to create two different types of trade-ins. You know, you got your next trade-ins and then you're going to have your standard trade-ins. And those two things do need to be separated. And you know, there's a lot riding on this program for us, and there's so many great things that are happening on here, but store managers, you're going to have to pay attention to the shipping information that you receive, how often you're going to have to ship, what do I do in this scenario, what do I do in that scenario. Everything is taken care of inside the SPOT trainings. We've got a lot of that information that's inside the FAQ that Heather sent, and there's some pretty big penalties involved if we don't get these shipped at the right time, and then we have very specific ship dates as well. So we're getting to that point now where it is time to start seeing these next trade-ins, and this is something we do not want to mess up. So exciting time, but something that requires our undivided attention when it comes to learning the process. And not only am I bringing it up on here, your DMs, your sales directors will be talking about it inside the store manager trainings and inside the next few visits, likely on some go calls and on some wow calls as well. So this is a very, very exciting time. All right, a couple other reminders for you, and just in case you're wondering who that guy is, that is the head duck in charge. That is our resident duck commander. That is Mr. Brett Deal and his lovely daughter, and he made the cut. He absolutely made the cut. So some reminders for you guys. We have some LSO/SPOT compliance that needs to be done. We just need to call it SPOT. But for those of you who are a little behind, obviously have a plan in place so that we can get those squared away. We've got a lot of, not only do we need to have that learning in place so that we are compliant with being able to sell AT&T products, because this is AT&T's training to us, but you guys, this is one of those hidden components that you guys don't see inside your audits. So not being at compliance with your SPOT trainings could actually cost you in your audits. And store managers, you know the price tag on that audit in regards to what you make. So that should be right there. That should be enough motivation to get everybody to get those completed. Some of you are doing a fantastic job with getting that done. Thank you so much for your focus on that. On the other training piece is the Apple training that's out there. We got to get up to speed on that. It's just a few courses, and of course, this is going to lead to an even bigger partnership with Apple in regards to a Midwest Cellular Apple partnership. And this is absolutely the kind of advanced partnership that we want to have. And in order to be able to do that, we've got to have everybody's compliance on these as well. So our next update in regards to how everybody is doing towards these Apple trainings is going to be hitting September 12th. So hopefully we've got a lot of completes across the board. If you're sitting here listening and you're like, OMG, I don't know if I've got that done. We can send out again how to log in, how to get yourself in there, or perhaps you're a new employee to the company and you weren't aware of this. We can resend that information out. It's a lot of great information in regards to Apple. It's going to lead to some hands-on for us. A lot of exciting stuff. Sammy Rewards. The Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy, that ends September 12th, so make sure that you guys are getting all of your stuff logged in. Those lists should be dwindling. That's free money on the table for you guys, so make sure that you guys are logging in and getting your rewards squared away. We've got some pretty important holidays coming up here pretty quickly, and I bet you would love some extra cash in your pocket in regards to these rewards that are out there. Excuse me. And then the other reminder that I want to put on here is obviously the month of September is a big back-to-school month. And not only is everybody getting new clothes, and everybody getting new notebooks, pens, paper, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's getting these backpacks. There are some pretty sweet backpacks out there where it allows for some cords and everything else. And it doesn't matter if you're going into kindergarten or if you are a senior in college. Schools are doing everything digitally now. So people are being provided with laptops and or tablets, and they are going to need power rocks for that. They are going to need charging cables for those things. So please keep those things in mind. Bring those things up. How many kids do you have in school right now? How's everything going with school? Did they enjoy their first week? Where is it that they go? What kind of studies are they doing? I mean, just shoot the breeze with the customer. become that friend, and of course, then you become that friendly expert that says, hey, based on what you told me, this is something that I really think is going to help out with, and then boom, 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 you go with it. But tablets and charging solutions are a big back-to-school item, no matter the school age. So it's just another little reminder for you there. Now, I want to, before we get into into the actual training, I want to give some kudos to our August WTRs. And on this particular slide, you've got your 3 sales directors. Everybody's got a duck or a duck face happening. So there's Scott, Carey, and myself. And then I put Ryan Hill on the other side because Ryan Hill and his market ended up topping the entire company in August. So congratulations. He finished out as a market at 80%. I think it was like 80.2%. That is awesome. And kudos to you. And there's his duck face boom. Hilarious guy. Love the face. Smarter than a bag of hammers. You betcha. That's our Ryan Hill. So congratulations to East Peoria, who finished out the month at 100%. I believe that puts you obviously the top in the entire company and the top in your region. Fergus Falls, congratulations on your 93%. That puts you at the top of the Minnesota region. And Northfield Mall, I believe, it looks like that is the top in our Chicago region. So 87.3% for Northfield Mall. Congratulations, you guys. Fantastic performances all the way around. You take a look. We had 16 stores that landed at 80% or higher for the month of August. That's a ton of focus, and thanks again from all 3 faces that you see on your screen right now, plus that duck commander you saw on that last screen, and then congratulations again to our duck face boom guy, Ryan Hill, for having the top market. Now, it is time to get to the star of the show, which is our special guest speaker, which is Nick Reimer. He is a Ray out of Chicago, and he is going to talk to us about GPS Trackables. And let me find you in here, Nick. There you are, and you now have presentation rights and the floor.
It's working. Great. What page were we on? There we are. Okay. Thank you very much, Daphne. And wow, just to add to one thing that you said, that it's shaping up to be a crazy September. No doubt. You have so many things happening right now. You have Motorola, you have Samsung, and we're going to have Apple tomorrow. Does anyone know, just a quick side piece, does anyone realize if you go look online after this, it's not right now, if you go look online right now after I'm done talking, that Apple is building, not like, oh, we're going to add it, literally building a 3-story building in California where they're going to be giving their talk about the iPhone or whatever else they're going to talk about. They're literally building something, so that's Apple style right there. So whenever these other companies go to unveil something, just remember they're not building buildings. So with that being said, let's talk about wearables, specifically smart locators. And unfortunately, I couldn't build a building to bring you all to show you them. So GPS Trackables are really interesting, and it's sort of a new, I should say newer target market that we're hitting with these. And the idea is that we have, I think all of us in our stores have had encounters with customers where they'll come in and maybe give an old iPhone to a young one or something like that. But the idea is, when you look at this, and I'm going to jump to the target audience right away, is you want parents and caregivers. So caregivers meaning babysitters, things like that. So ages 5 to 11. And the idea behind the wearables itself for GPS tracking, like the Philippe, is give it to a young one that you don't necessarily want to give an iPhone to, because let's be honest, giving an iPhone to a 6-year-old, you probably already do it with your personal iPhone, or moms do it, or dads do it with their personal iPhone, or smartphones in general. But giving that to a kid is not always the best idea, and that's where Trackables come in. And this is just one of the many ways that we round out our portfolio at AT&T that we really can offer something to everyone. So let's start with the Philippe. So the Philippe is a really, really, really neat device. The fact that it's worn as a watch, it's comfortable, it's cool because it's got colors to it, and the child can pick different colors. But number one, it's one touch. So everything on it is easy to use. It is one touch for the child to use, and they can easily get through the device themselves by literally just hitting an up and down button and selecting whatever they want to. And when I mean selecting, they can pick one of the phone numbers and make a call. And the cool thing about this is that it's really easy to set up, and there's actually a smartphone app with it that the parent or caregiver will download, and they can actually track the child. So one of the first things that's for the customers when they walk in the door, oh, what exactly is this? Well, it's basically a tracking device for your child that also can be used as a phone. And whenever, you have to understand, if you're not a parent, whenever a parent hears the word can be used as a phone, they're going to get nervous. And the reason why is because they're nervous about either A, their child receiving calls from unknown people, right, because we all get those calls sometimes, and B, they're worried about maybe their child making calls outbound to people that they might not even know. So where the Philippe has a feature advantage benefit for the customer, well, I understand that. The great thing about this actually is that you pre-program the 5 numbers that you want the device to have in it, and you can actually manage it from the companion app that you're going to download to your smartphone, Mr. or Mrs. Customer. And that's going to immediately take away that concern right away. And so if the child needs to make a call, he'll navigate through there. He can pick from one of the 5 numbers and make a call. Now, if the next question would probably be something along the lines of what happens if such and such calls or a number that's not in there, it actually doesn't go through. It never makes it to the device itself. So that's just another way to keep your child safe. But first and foremost, it's used for location. So it will, using GPS and Wi-Fi to triangulate the child, it will actually see, you can actually see where the kids have been. So it leaves basically watermarks throughout the map and how long they've been. So, which is really cool because it will show you where they are, where they've been, and then it will also show you how long they've actually been in that location. So that's something different that not a lot of other services even will show you. So as I said before, you can program the 5 numbers in there for the child and manage it from the app, which is very, very, very easy to do. You can, from the app itself, when you pull it up, it almost looks like a car key with the different buttons. You know, the center of it is emergency, the top is locate, the right is message, and then the left is actually call for the child. And very, very easy to use, one button touch. My favorite part about this device, though, hands down, is the immediate response that they have with, you can barely see it. On the left-hand side of it, there's a big red button, and that's your emergency button. And if a child presses and holds the emergency trigger, an automatic location beacon gets sent out. It begins recording ambient sounds, which is phenomenal, because if you don't know anything about kidnapping, the first 5 minutes of it is the most important. So the ambient sound of being able to hear where the child may be, what they're saying, and those type of things is extremely important. So it'll start recording ambient sound and then call and SMS. So it will call and text the primary number stored in the Philippe. So now if the person who is the primary is called and does not answer, the Philippe will continue to call through the remaining contacts one at a time until someone answers. And that whole time, ambient sound is still being listened to. So obviously, you don't want to go too in-depth to that and freak the parent out. But it's just another really neat feature that's very unique to this wearable that I haven't seen from anything else so far. And it will give them peace of mind at the end of the day. Like I said before, the target audience for this device is 5 to 11. I remember I was in a store recently, and a mom came in looking for a phone for, I believe it was a 12-year-old, and we did show her the Philippe. And she's like, I don't think it would be that cool for him. I was like, yeah, you're right. If my mom brought this home for me, if I was 13 years old, I would probably be like, why would you do this to me? So shoot for the 5 to 11, probably closer to the 5 range. because I'm assuming once most kids get to 10, 11, they're probably getting hand-me-downs anyway. So the Philippe goes for $149.99. When you do sell the device and activate it, there's no activation fee for it, which is really cool. So there's no activation fee for it, and it is $10 a month on a mobile share plan. So next up, we have the Amber Alert. Now, the Amber Alert, I'm sure all of you have heard the Amber Alerts that absolutely stop my heart on our phone whenever we get them and make me jump through the air because they're terrifying. But this is a little bit different. This is actually, again, something that the child will carry on them. Now, this is very similar to the Philippe in the fact that it's mainly built around tracking, right? So in knowing where the kids are. So Amber Alert is providing the tracking data using Wi-Fi and 3G to triangulate the child. Same thing. You can actually see where they've been, how long they've been there. It has a companion app, so you can see from your smartphone, your computer, and your tablet. But this also, it may not look like it, this also has the ability to talk to one person. So it has one button that you can check in with or basically call with, and it uses two-way voice calling using a speaker built into the Amber Alert itself. In addition to, it also has the SOS button, and it can. This one's a little different. So it initiates an emergency call and an email notification to you and the other caregivers. So it doesn't have the ambient recording, but an SOS button similar. It will, basically put up a beacon warning everyone that hey, something's not right here. The one unique feature that this has that I really thought was interesting is that you can create zones. So if you have a specific zone that you don't want the child to leave, you can set up a zone and then it immediately alerts you. Another really unique feature is that if the child comes within 500 feet of a registered sex offender's home, it actually will send you an email alert. So it actually will alert you that the child is in a registered sex offender's area within 500 feet too. So it's not, they can't be right next door to it. So they will literally 500 feet, they will let them know that they're in that area, and it will actually alert you, which again, peace of mind, peace of mind, peace of mind. These are all peace of mind products. And then lastly, if you have like, let's say a kindergartner, and the child's going to school, you don't want a phone ringing. You're sitting in school and your phone's ringing. You don't want to be that kid. This actually has a school ready mode. So when you put it in school ready mode, the parent does this, by the way, too. So school ready mode means that when the child is in their school, that it will be absolutely silent and it cannot be interrupted, and you know that they're in school. So, and again, it will alert you if they leave that area too. So there's nothing to be afraid of if you put it in school ready mode and no calls can go through. The only person that can call when it's in school ready mode is the number that is programmed to it. So target audience for this, again, you're going to want to stick to younger. You're not going to give this to an 18-year-old. Maybe you are. Who knows? But under 10 years old, closer to probably younger, really, really neat device. Again, no activation fee, $129.99, and it is $10 a month added onto your mobile share plan. So those are both GPS trackables that we sell at AT&T to round out our portfolio. I've always said that we have the best device portfolio in the world, and we work very hard to keep the latest and greatest and exclusive devices with AT&T, and this is just an example of two more that really make us that much more, that make our portfolio much more powerful. So let's talk about the last one, AudioVox cars. So I don't know if anyone here watches football or not. I hope you do. But yesterday, if any of you were watching football, did you by chance see the Chevrolet commercials in connected car, talking about the basically enhancing your car with Wi-Fi using AT&T's LTE 4G network. Connected car is coming. It's here. I mean, it's all over the place. They probably play that commercial every commercial break. But what happens if you don't have a spare $40,000 laying around? I wish I had a spare $40,000 laying around because I need a new car. But if you needed if you wanted a car that was maybe connected, or let's say maybe you have a teenager who's driving and you want to make sure that they're safe And what you could do is get the AudioVox Car Elite Series, and this is actually able to be retrofitted into cars. So what it is GPS trackable for your car, but it does a lot more than that. I mean, that is just the most bare bones basic explanation of what it does. But it is a do-it-yourself solution. So this can be plugged into any car after 1996. Most of the cars have this connector in it already, usually by the fuse box, but they already have this connector in it. And all you do is plug it into your onboard vehicle system, and boom, it starts working. Again, there's an app with this that you can use, and here's a few things that it does. So you can track your vehicle. So you can keep you can basically keep tabs on the vehicle that you plug it into, and you can also set up safety zones and receive notifications too when the driver enters or leaves it. So, hey, listen, I told you no going over to Billy's house. I don't want you to see him anymore. I'm creating a safety zone. If you're at Billy's house, you're busted, the car's taken away. Boom, AudioVox Car Connection Elite Series. So I'm sure someone out there's had that conversation. So you can do that as far as tracking the car. But then you can also get notices. You can get safety alerts. You can get driver feedback on how they're driving. So it's really cool in the fact that you will automatically get safety alerts and automatic notices for excessive speed. So if you set up a speed limit, let's say for Route 55, if you set up a speed limit that's the actual speed limit itself and they go over it, you get a notification. So if the person's speeding, notification. Maintenance issues. It actually can track maintenance issues. Towed or stolen vehicles. You can receive driver scores to provide feedback on driving habits that could be improved. So are they maybe when you track your fill-ups, are they not using are they not eco-friendly in the way that they drive? Are they flooring it every time they start, or every time they go to a red light, and they're burning gas? It actually gives you app data on how much the trip costs. So it will give you any sort of feedback that you would possibly want on driving habits. In addition to, it has an app that will track all of these things for you. The cool thing about it, though, is it will, so for the maintain portion of it, it's not just for teenage drivers. So if you're a car enthusiast and you're really into your car, you can actually view diagnostic reports and special things about your car. Now, it's not the same with every car, but it has the ability to do some really cool things where you can view fuel economy, your battery voltage, some of your maintenance things that you might want to remember. So if you're a car enthusiast, it may be up your alley. But another one is small business. Hey, small business, we've been talking about this, right? Well, small business, it has fleet capabilities. So if you plug it into fleet cars, so think of it that way. Maybe we have a teenager who excessively speeds, but what about the small business? What about small business and a fleet of trucks that you have out there, and you want to make sure they're actually going to their deliveries on time? You pop one of these into each truck. It'll help you control fuel costs. It'll help you control business costs because we're saving money on fuel. It'll help you control business costs through saving time. If we're catching people maybe not making deliveries or maybe not going to their target meetup areas for that, maybe they're cold calling and they have to go out meeting clients, and hey, maybe they're not meeting clients. Maybe they're actually just going out and, I don't know, going to see a movie. So it can do a lot for the small business owner, empowering them to control from their smartphone or tablet up to 24 vehicles on a web portal. So, and again, it supports an app also. So it will look at miles traveled, it will show you the destinations, the trip time, and the fuel used to control costs for the business. And this only costs $99. Really not that expensive when you think of all the things that you're getting for it. And again, $10 a month, no activation fee when you add it. And that rounds out all of our GPS trackables. If you guys have any questions about these devices, or maybe you have a question of how to position it, you certainly can email myself or Midwest in general. Maybe they could forward them over to me. But that's all I have on GPS trackables. Daphne, I will pass it back over to you.
All right, so real quick, what kind of...
instructions, how to do it, or locate it on your particular model.
And this is Chris up in Wisconsin. Just to let you know that OBD2 port is right underneath the steering wheel in most vehicles, and it is available on every vehicle from 1996 and above. So that gives us a wide range of vehicles that are available for this particular device.
Chris is a car enthusiast. Thank you, Chris.
Do we know what is entailed with, like, if someone wants to do the auto start or the remote start, the price on that? I looked on the box, there's something about dealer install, but like, is there a specific type or anything like that?
As far as the cost to it, no, I don't, and I think that is going to vary by vehicle manufacturer and make. So no, we don't know any specific details on, and I would try to stay away from those two unless you specifically know for that model, because I think, as we all know, every car manufacturer has a very high delta in cost whenever dealing with specific maintenance. I would just personally, I'd keep it very vague and say, it does support it. If they ask about that, it does support that on some cars, I should say. Any other questions? Everyone seems very interested about the audio box piece. That's cool.
And that's actually an item that they have, some locations actually have in stock in their locations. So that's good.
Yeah, $99 is not bad, guys. I mean, $99 is cheap. That's really cheap, especially for something that can basically track and control your car if you needed to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so if you guys have any other questions, what I want you guys to do is to just send an email.
All participants are now in listen-only mode.
I just shut you guys down. I just send an email, and then we'll make sure any questions that any one person has, that we get the answer out to everybody. So with that said, I'm going to let you guys get to your week, but just real quick, store managers, I need for you to stop what you're doing for just one moment and hear these takebacks real quick. I need for you guys to print off the information in regards to the AT&T Next Trade-In program, especially the FAQ. You don't necessarily have to print off the pictures, because there's a lot of color and ink that's involved in that, but definitely the FAQ. Get that printed off. Know what's going on with that, and then get inside your daily 10 and give the direction for everybody to finish DLR 385. You guys will get more information about that inside your store manager trainings, but we need for you guys to know about this now, because some of these store manager trainings don't hit till next week. The other thing is I need for you guys to get into your emails this morning. Heather sent something out to all locations in regards to some clarification on inventory receiving procedures. We've got quite a few discrepancies that are happening out there that we're taking a hit financially. So I need for you guys to pay close attention to that. And last thing for you store managers is when you guys are doing your pull downs and you're sending them to other stores and or you're sending back to the warehouse, when you guys are pulling down phones, make sure that you guys are removing the customer experience checklist that you have folded up and put with those devices, that you keep those in your location. Okay, you guys get a big pack of that gets sent from the office, and we do all of our printing from there, or we send it out to be printed because it's very, very expensive to get those done. Just so that you guys are aware, one cartridge inside your printer, one cartridge is a little over $100. So it is very important that these checklists that come with a ton of color and everything else stay in your location. So don't send those off to the office. So there's a couple of things for you. So with that said, here's my final slide. It was one of my favorite selfies because somebody in Pontiac has a drone, and that is just wildly cool to me. So there you go. That is the Pontiac crew that is sending you guys off into the week to have a great week. Thanks again. If you guys have any questions in regards to the material, get it sent to us, and we'll get it squared away and the answers out to everyone. You guys have a great week. Thanks. Bye.
We're sorry. Your conference is ending now. Please hang up.